Today we're back with Toxin Refinery. And ladies and gentlemen, Call of Duty. I think Black Ops 3, if it's the one I'm thinking of, I might try to play that at some point, if only because it had a co-op campaign. The Treyarch CODs are not as bad as people make them out to be. Well, well, that's not entirely accurate. The Treyarch World at War, because I have that. I had it on 360 and played it like once. And I think I either gave it away or traded it or something like that. But I got the PC version, and it's got co-op. And that's one of the things. I like co-op in first-person shooters. But I'm definitely a much more laid-back kind of gamer. I'm not somebody where I really obsess about scores and stuff like that. Like, for me, I'm really, really bad at multiplayer gaming. That's why, you know, I don't really care if I'm not, like, diamond level in anything, because there's no way I could ever be that way. And my thought is this. Okay, for me to ever... Wow, fucking grenade guy. That is one thing that really does make this game a lot harder, is they can chuck grenades, and I'm about to sneeze, and I'm gonna fucking hold it in, and if you don't like it, I don't give a shit. Because goddamn, people, it's like, oh, you should burp all the time, and you should break wind all the time. Well, I'm gonna be a pretty disgusting human being before too long, if I'm constantly sneezing everywhere, belching all the time, and you know, breaking wind. Do you really want to be around a person who does that all the time? I know I don't. But anyway, I might be hyperbolizing that a little bit. But anyway, let's see, where was I? I was talking about stuff. Games. Games, yes, there we go. You know, multiplayer games. Like, for me to ever get good, I'd have to practice. And to me, that is literally an anathema to me. Practicing a video game. Like, you know, Dark Souls. Dark Souls is different. Dark Souls, it doesn't feel like you're practicing, you know? But, like, for example, if I wanted to get good at Kabadoobie, because I used to play that all the time on Xbox Live, and there's still some videos of me with an old co-op partner, and also a video collaborator as well, playing some games, and, like, he was really good at it, and I died all the time. And you know what, dying all the time isn't fun, but to me it would be even less fun if I took time out of my day to play Call of Duty just to practice it. Because to me, multiplayer gaming isn't that enjoyable, unless you're doing it with friends. And the reason I say do it with friends is because whenever I do multiplayer gaming, which I don't get to do as much anymore because I just don't have as much time as I did back in the old college days, I like to do it just to talk. Some people call it bullshitting, but everything GeneralLotz says is truly the most important thing of all time, not mere bullshit. The night train to Mundo Fine. But anyway, where was I? My brain stopped working for a moment. I guess I shouldn't have held in that sneeze, although that's really fucking with my sinuses now. But, let's see. Yeah, gaming, multiplayer gaming. I do that because I like to unwind, I like to talk. You know, and I don't really focus fully on the game. Usually I'm just jabbering about whatever. And that's the kind of multiplayer gamer I am. You know, I don't really care about who has the highest score. Although it is always nice to have the highest score, because let's face it, whenever you win, winning feels good, you know? It always does. But to me, it just seems wrong, you know? To spend hours and hours trying to get good at a fucking video game, you know? I just couldn't, I can't do it. Not only can I not do it, I won't do it. Because it's just stupid to me. Now, if you do it, that's fine. I'm not saying that you're stupid for doing it. It's just I can't do that. Because it's like, I thought I was supposed to be having, you know, fun. Not like, it would feel like a job to me. It's like, okay, so you want to play Call of Duty good? Well, you better play it for like 10 hours a day. Once again, I'm probably giving it a hyperbole, but still though. Even 30 minutes a day practice probably wouldn't be enough for me. It's like, I don't want to do that. I just want to get in the game and shoot something, you know? I want to fucking hit something. Essentially, it shouldn't be a chore just to play a multiplayer game. Because, like, the whole idea, in my opinion, unless, of course, like, you're a really competitive gamer, and then fine, you might enjoy it. But to me, I'm not. So it's like, I shouldn't have to work at playing a fucking video game, you know? I should just be able to go in and play it. And if that means I suck, so be it, you know? It's like... It just seems stupid, though. It's like, it's supposed to be fun, not like, you have to study every single stat. I know people do it, but still, though, it's just like, where's the fun? Although I will say this though, I really did enjoy playing Doom multiplayer when I actually could get it to work, and I still can't, sadly. Because I played, it was not even Brutal Doom, because I played Doom multiplayer before Brutal Doom was even a thing. Well, obviously Doom existed before Brutal Doom, but I didn't play, well, this is not obvious, because if you don't know me, then you wouldn't know that back when I was a kid, I didn't really have access to, you know, the internet. And even if I had, I still wouldn't have played Doom Online because I don't like playing with just random strangers. And that being said, I didn't play Doom multiplayer until, like, once again, about 2010. I played it multiplayer in 2010. And I really enjoyed it. And it was just classic, straight-up Doom. No Brutal Doom, no nothing, you know. And I enjoyed it immensely, and I still sucked at that, too. I suck at just about every multiplayer game, you know, but I really don't care. Because I go into it to talk and have fun. And if that makes me a terrible gamer, then go fuck yourself. Oh wait, this is Project Brutality. I can't get him to say go fuck yourself. But yeah, you know, it's like, that's just, I'm very laid back when it comes to that. War Thunder, I'm not bad at, though. I actually can get 1 or 2 kills. That's fine by me, you know. Another good game that's fun multiplayer is Duke Nukem. I played that multiplayer on a small number of occasions, somewhat recently, specifically with the Megaton edition. And Duke Nuke still holds up. Duke Nuke still holds up quite well, actually. Duke Match is quite fun. I died all the time on that one, too! Really, all the multiplayer games that I like, I can't play very well. And most of my favorite multiplayer games are very old. Specifically, one of my favorite games is also Unreal Tournament 1. And I also like the Unreal Tournament 2004 as well, which is kind of random. But I really do like those a great deal. But most of the time when it comes to multiplayer gaming, I just like co-op. And once again, I don't like playing like super hard co-op either, because to me the most fun is just sitting here talking, you know? In many respects, if you were to go into a co-op game with me in it, and I was playing with friends, you'd hear me say much the same stuff that I'm saying now, although I'd probably be way more political and have way more sex jokes. That's one aspect of my personality that isn't really get carried over into these videos, is just the sheer number of sex jokes. And I'm never explicit. I will never be explicit about it. But if someone says, fuck you, my usual response is, I'm not really in the mood right now. Regulator. Stuff like that. And I'll just imply certain things, but that's one of the things I have a lot of fun with, though. No! God! Oh, no, maybe. Fuck. Gotta do the whole goddamn level again, because once again, I'll have cheats on. I'll fucking fall in there, but yeah, you know, I love co-op gaming, though. I really do. That is my favorite kind of gaming all around. That's the only way I could have played Half-Life. In fact, this is December that's going up. Oh, he had no head! But I really, really enjoyed playing Half-Life co-op. I couldn't have played Half-Life single player, I don't think, just because it would have pissed me off too much. Because Half-Life is a tough game, and co-op is a lot more fun. And even then, you know, I enjoyed playing Half-Life co-op because I could sit around and talk to my various friends, and I enjoy doing that. That's just me, though. I am a naturally talkative person. That's actually, you could almost say it's hereditary, because my grandfather, for those of you who have seen videos with him, is a naturally, you know, really talkative person, and he is always yabbering about something. Well, I say that. He always has a lot to say, but he's not somebody who's always yabbering about. He's not the old war story kind of grandfather, but he is somebody who will talk a lot. So basically, imagine an older version of me. There you go. There, you got that. Right there. It's kind of like I always like to compare it to Jackie Chan, the Jackie Chan Adventures, where like Uncle, that cool character, is supposed to be an older version of Jackie Chan. Well, you know what? Gramps is an older version of me in many respects, and that's I always find that kind of cool. But yeah, if you were to join me in a co-op game, I'd probably, well, there's no probably about it. I would talk your ear off because there's always so much to talk about. And I've had a lot of friends. It's like, you know, we've been talking like a lot, we talk all the time, and like, you never run out of stuff to talk about. I'm like, damn right, there's always something to talk about. Talk about the fucking weather. It's fucking cold outside. Fuck that shit. Although I find it funny, it's like, it's cold here, but when I lived in Utah for a little while, you know, it's like, I wasn't there for very long. I only lived there for about 6 months, and I left before the winter started up. And one of the funny things is, there's a sign close to where I lived that said it was a state law that you had to have snow chains. Now, I didn't own snow chains. I've never even seen a snow chain, actually. Those of you in the more colder climes probably are very used to those, but, you know, I can't imagine how cold it is in Utah right now, and it's only like 50 outside. So it's not that cold at all, really. And that's always the funny thing when it comes to that, though. It's like, to me, what's cold to me is likely just average temperature for you, you know, if you live in a colder climate. Of course, like, you live in a goddamn desert, then you probably, would not be all that cold when it's 50 degrees, because, like, it gets down to, like, almost freezing. That's weird about deserts, though. It's like, deserts, it's boiling hot during the day and freezing cold at night. Remind me never to live in a desert. Although, what's funny about that is my grandfather's always wanted to live in a desert for some reason. I have no idea why. Give me a nice temperate climate, you know? Houston isn't bad in terms of climate, you know? It's like, yeah, it can get really hot, but that's why you got air conditioning. Yeah, it can get really cold. Well, it can get cold to me, but that's why you got a heater. It's nothing like... It's not like... I actually had somebody that I knew go to Alaska for a job. They had to do something with oil, because it's always oil in Houston, isn't it? And, like, that's why the sports team here used to be the Oilers. Some really old people who know anything about Houston will know who the Oilers are. They were the football team that would later become the Tennessee Titans. Before the... You can see, like... What? Why do I know this? I'm not even a big football fan, but, like, yeah. Anyway, they had to go to Alaska for some sort of oil and gas kind of thing. And they mentioned that as soon as they showed up in Alaska, they would walk outside and literally the entire front of their jacket would freeze. Like, oh my god, I don't want to live in that. Okay, I like cold. I don't mind the cold because I usually feel too hot most of the time. Is it hot in here or is it just me? I think it's just me. But yeah, you know, so like I kind of like the idea of it not being so unrelentingly hot, but at the same time, when your jacket's freezing just by stepping outside, I don't know about that. I'm not sure if I want to deal with that. Not sure if I want to deal with that shit. Oh, Doom. How I love thee. Because, like, whenever I play Doom, you know, my brain just kind of relaxes. I just kind of feel autonomically happy. I'm not even sure that's a real thing, but you know what? I just invented it. Somebody has to invent these things. Why not me? You know, that's the one thing about Doom, though. It's like, it's just such a good game. You can be in a bad mood, you go into Doom, and I wasn't even in a bad mood. I was just in a normal mindset. And then, like, you just get kind of happy, because it's very, very cathartic, shooting all the griblets. The thing is, it's completely guilt-free, because it's just fun. You know, you don't have to worry about politics. You don't have to worry about nothing. It's just, here's a demon, shoot him in the face with the rifles. One of the reviews that... I'm doing a lot of... Actually, every review this month is going to be first person. Going to finally, you know, review Half-Life 1. Very good game. Going to review Daikatana. Very shitty game. I say it's shitty. I'm still slogging through it. I'm not really impressed by it so far, but it's not... It's not fun, but I'm not sure if it's as shitty as people make it out to be. I was hoping it might actually not be that bad, but the very first level did not leave a good impression. You know, it's like, the first level in that game, you're fighting fucking dragonflies, and then you gotta watch out for insta-kill turrets, and I'm playing the GOG version, so I can have, you know, infinite saves, which is good, because if you didn't, I can't imagine how annoying that game would be. But, like, that game is... It's not... We'll see how bad it is once I finally finish it. But... Also going to be doing Painkiller. Now, specifically when I do Half-Life, it's going to be of the Sven co-op version, because that's the only version I played, and that's really the only version I like. I could do the original, but I want to talk about my actual Half-Life experience that I actually legitimately enjoyed. Because once again, I just did not enjoy the Half-Life 1 single player. Well, it wasn't multiplayer to begin with, but the Half-Life 1 played single playerly just did not really do it for me. Let's save, actually. There we go. But yeah, I just did not enjoy it by myself. It's like the puzzles would get kind of boring at times, because I hate puzzles like Duke. And like, there were some puzzles, and I played it with somebody who knew what they were doing. Roadkill actually had played, you know, Half-Life multiple times before, and I played it with him, and he liked it a lot. And, you know, he's kind of the one that got me to finally beat the game. Actually working on beating Half-Life 2, just haven't had enough time to finish it. And also, when I was playing Half-Life 2, I got horrible motion sickness from the boat level. And I've still just been paranoid about playing it again. But I've never gotten motion sickness from a game before. But that one did it. It did it. I have no idea why. It's like, goddamn Half-Life 2. And even then, I've heard it, well, he's mentioned, and I've also heard it, that it's supposed to pick up later on. And I really hope it does, because damn, do it drag. That's one of the things. It's like, Half-Life 1, I can see why people love it. Half-Life 2, I'm not... Half-Life 2 I tried to play by myself years ago, and just... I got about to where we are now, and I just couldn't do it. I just could not finish it. That boat is so boring. I'm just hoping it does pick up. I really do. It's just one of those games. It's one of those legendary games that I just never... There's a lot of legendary games I never played that, you know, I started out not liking and then liked. But Half-Life 2, I don't know. I don't know. What they need to do one day is create a Resident Evil first-person shooter that has co-op. Although, you know what's interesting about that is I've mentioned in my Resident Evil reviews is that they had planned to do that a long time ago. And to a degree, there is a co-op Resident Evil, like, there's a number of them, but they're mainly just the third-person shooter ones. I'm talking like a... Actually, you know what's funny? Even if they did a first-person shooter Resident Evil, it wouldn't be necessarily Resident Evil in many respects, because it would just be, you know, a first-person shooter with Resident Evil enemies in some respects. But you know what's kind of interesting about that? Talking about that, oh, come on, give me a fucking gun! Run! I'm completely out of bullets. Except for 18 shots. I got some rocket, and I got my pistols. Time to dual wield! But the interesting about playing a Resident Evil first-person shooter is Half-Life, not Half-Life, Left 4 Dead 2 actually has, I think, most of the mansion in a map, so that's kind of cool. One thing I do find funny, though, okay, it's one of those peanut butter and chocolate kind of things. You know, it makes two things that are awesome. There are actually some ports of levels, of some, that thing. There are some ports of levels from Counter-Strike in Left 4 Dead 2. Like, actual campaign levels. And I want more of them because that's a lot of fun. It's like, can you not get more source engine greatness? Because I'm still a big fan of Counter-Strike. Once again, I suck at it. This is a common refrain for me in many respects. But, you know, Counter-Strike is a game I enjoy, specifically CSGO these days. Although I've heard it's supposed to be bad now, but then again, I never played it competitively or with the league play, so I don't know if that would affect me in any way. Because, once again, I don't really care about weapon skins or anything like that. I just enjoy playing with friends and yabbering. I specifically enjoy playing against bots, if only because it gives me something to shoot at, versus players who actually are, you know, good at the game. And once again, I'm not even going to spend 10 minutes trying to get good at the game, because then that takes literally all the fun out of it for me. You know, it's like, I'm supposed to be unwinding, I'm supposed to be talking, not simply, you know, ooh, I have to watch my stat, my kill-death ratio isn't high, oh dear! I'd rather be talking about, you know, Rogue One really doesn't look that good. Although I have not seen the trailer for it, so I don't know. I'm just going to say it's not, just because I'm bitter about them destroying the EU. I think the big problem I'm going to have with Rogue One is mainly the fact that it decanonizes the stuff around, you know, getting the first Death Star plans. And I don't like that, because, like, fucking Kyle Katarn fucking got some of them, at least, from, you know, Dark Forces. That'd make for a good movie. But we'll never see that. Instead, we'll have whoever they got now as the main character. For all I know, they'll have, like, Diet Katarn. And you know what? That's fine. Eventually, I will see these new Star Wars films. But for me, you know, Star Wars died when the EU died, you know, and I cannot I cannot bring myself to like Disney Star Wars. Maybe I'll be wrong. Maybe I'll watch it and I'll be like, okay, fine. You know, they didn't fuck it up. Maybe I'll watch it and be just as pissed off as I figure I will be. But in any event, that was Toxin Refinery, and so I'm GeneralLotz wishing you good refinery, good toxin, or whatever makes you happy.